describe to me what, like, if someone knew nothing about guns, how would you explain to them what an AR-15 is?
An AR-15 is a long rifle, and it's used as a sporting rifle. It shoots in semi-automatic fire, and then there's fully automatic fire. Fully automatic fire is only meant for the military. No legal person is allowed to get it unless they have a firearms license or something like that in the state of Florida.
All right, and so, again, what's the difference between, for a complete novice, between a semi-automatic and a full automatic?
Fully automatic is continuous fire.
Okay.
And semi-automatic is single fire. So every time you pull the trigger, you only pull once.
Okay, so does that mean you have to pull for each time you fire it, or does it do it on its own?
So like that.
Okay.
While if in fully automatic, you just hold on as long as possible until the rounds are completely empty.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll fill it. So before you do that, I'm just going to check your reading, okay, a little bit. Do you like reading, Nick? Okay. And so I'm going to ask you to read out a few things out loud. Go ahead and give me the pen back for now. And I just want to make sure you can read all these questions, okay, all right? Okay. So I'm just checking out your reading. So let's see. I don't know if you like African animals or anything like that, but this is a book.
I like it.
This is a book on. Let's see if I can find one that might be interesting to you.
Anything really.
Do you like reading, or do you like animals, or what's?
I like animals.
Okay, let's do this one. I just want to have you read out a little bit for me. Here we go.
Okay.
You might need your glasses because.
You need me to take off my mask or anything?
No.
Okay.
So just start kind of here and read the first couple paragraphs for me.
I got it. Indeed, when it comes to the question of which land animal is the fastest, a cheetah wins paws down. It relies on its record-setting speed to chase down prey. Unlike other cats, a cheetah usually hunts during the day. Cat does its best to get within 150 feet of its potential of prey, which is less than half the length of an American football field, and then quickly revs up to a sprint. If the cheetah succeeds in bringing down its target, it clamps its jaws down on the animal's throat, cutting it off its air supply. Before digging in, the cat usually moves its meal to an area by a tree.
Okay, you're doing fine. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that if I gave you this questionnaire, you could read all the questions, but I'm confident you can. So
I think 10th, partially 10th.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you went there, and how many people were in your class?
30 people at a time.
30 per class, and if you.
In JRTC in the morning, so we have different names for morning sessions in JRTC. The morning session I was in first year was really short. There was not that many kids, so we had a chance to speak, get to know one another, build up our confidence with each other.
Okay, so was your JROTC, was that your first class of the day?
Yeah.
And that's when you went, and I just want to make sure I got the years right, because you left there roughly when you hadn't quite finished the 11th grade, is that right?
I think so, yeah.
And then...
I was doing really well in that class.
In the JRTC?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Who was your teacher?
John DeMauro.
Okay, and I've never been in a
Sergeant John DeMauro.
In a JRTC class. So tell me what happens in the JRTC class.
JRTC is the short-term definition of JRTC is Junior Officer Training Corps.
Okay.
It's supposed to make you ready to go in the military, because that's what I wanted. I wanted to seek a military career in the K-9 unit. If not K-9 unit, then Army Ranger School. So I was trying to learn everything I can about the military. So the first step was to go into JRTC, take a class, learn marksmanship, because I wanted to experience that, just to get an idea of what it's like. And I learned a lot.
Okay, tell me what you learned about marksmanship.
I learned how to shoot a gun. I learned how to zero in a rifle.
What does zero in a rifle mean? I don't know what that means.
It means to shoot dead center or shoot on impact. Where you want to shoot your target, like, see that bottle?
Yeah.
If you wanted to shoot the top of that, you're supposed to zero it in, so you keep shooting it until you're able to get the cap off or something like that. And that's when you're ready. Okay.
What type of training, gun or whatever, did they use?
We didn't do anything that you see on TV.
No?
No. What we did was we sat on a platform, like a little green thing, and then we set up our rifles. We put on these little things around our arms, and we had some sort of air pellet gun, which I think functioned on CO2 gas. So we had cylinders in it, So you pull back the thing, and then you're supposed to put it in the thing, and you're supposed to let go. And then you look, and it's supposed to hit the target about 10 meters. So we set up these like targets 10 meters. And there's prone, kneeling, and then standing.
Okay.
And
Three different positions you have to learn.
3 positions, yeah.
And
With that particular.
how did they determine if you were a good or not?
You have to shoot a target at 10 meters the size of a dime or a quarter.
Okay.
It actually decreased in size over the years. I don't know if it's. I heard it's a penny now.
Okay. So overall, how did you do as a mark in that class or in that JROTC? Were you
Well, I
a
was
good
in
shot?
the top. I was in the top one. I was probably the third or fourth one from being top in the class.
Okay.
The females are a lot better at shooting than men.
And that's because.
They're just better shooters.
Okay.
Even the Marines did their own study on that. It's true. Women are better shooters than men.
Okay. And so, anything else you learned in that class?
I learned leadership skills. I learned
Give me some examples of some leadership skills.
whenever someone's in need, you're supposed to go up to them and make sure they're all right. If someone were to challenge you in a fight, you're supposed to walk away from it. If you're marching and someone falls down, you're supposed to help them up. And if someone's having issues with some sort of class, you're supposed to help them out.
Okay.
You're supposed to stick up for one another. That's what theirs is about.
Okay. So tell me about that. You mentioned that earlier this morning.
So in order to go in the military and get a good job in the military, you have to score high on the ASVAB first. The ASVAB is a crazy test.
Tell me about some of the questions and what it was like. Best you remember.
Here, I can write down something.
Okay. So let me take out this piece of paper. I've never taken it, so I don't.
It's crazy tough.
Okay, give me some examples.
I didn't even do too well, so see that's good. Try and come up with a question I could. Let's see. Something like that, like tough, really
Okay,
tough
right.
questions.
Let me see what you wrote here.
Those are just like small examples. It gets really, really complicated and tough.
So what is a H2O molecule? What's this right here?
Let me see. What is H2? What is a H2O molecule of water?
Of water. And what would your answer be to something like that?
Hydrogen, and what was the other one? Helium, I believe.
Okay, and then what does this say?
Who was Josephine during the French Revolution?
And what's the answer to that?
It was Napoleon's ex-wife.
And then this last one?
What's the square root of 256?
And what's an answer to that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Just made up.
But would these be questions? Are these exact questions from that test, or just similar to what?
Those are simple questions. I can't put in like
Okay.
give you one. It gets really complicated.
So, did you ever take any kind of psychology or Psych 101?
Oh yeah, I did take psychology. I actually scored pretty well,
Okay.
and I passed the test too.
Okay. And that was at the Dave Thomas campus?
OCLC.
OCLC.
Yep.
And so
The only class
OCLC.
I actually passed any.
Okay. What kind of things did they teach in the psychology class?
Well, they didn't teach anything. It was just basically we were just doing things on computer.
Yeah. What kind of topics on the computer were there?
People with mental health, past tests, such as the one where they practiced this test on prisoners and guards. So basically what happened was there was this test back in, I think, the 80s or 60s, and they had like a bunch of inmates become security guards, and security guards become the inmates. And it didn't turn out well, actually. The security guards turned against the inmates and treated them horribly. which came up with a theory that if you put someone in a situation and under certain circumstances, they'll abuse that power.
Yeah, it's a famous study, actually.
Yeah.
And any time where someone might have thought you were carving like a swastika on a table or something like that?
My friends told me to do that, and they did it as well. And I
Okay.
did that for attention. And anything that I drew swastika or said nasty remarks about race or gender equality or anything like that, it was all for attention.
Okay.
And that magazine, I'm sure you know about it. It was like I had a magazine with a swastika on it
Uh-huh.
for my AR.
Yeah.
I didn't write that at all.
Where'd that come from?
Jameson Todd asked me if he wanted to draw a swastika on it, and so I said sure.
Okay, so he
I didn't
drew,
think any of it.
so he drew the swastika on the magazine?
Yeah. We were just chilling out. He said, "It's cool if I draw a swastika on your mag." I said, "Sure."
Okay. And was that magazine used on the day of the offense?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it left there like at the scene?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
And then someone told me I had a swastika on my boot. I did do that, but that was for attention.
Okay. When did you put the swastika on the boot?
Probably a month before, half a month before.
Okay. And what kind of attention can you get from having a swastika on you?
Negative or positive. It can be used in either way because the swastika was used in Native American as a peace symbol.
Uh-huh.
And then when the Germans saw, I guess they took it up themselves and they made it into a symbolic symbol, which was really stupid because it was a Native American peace symbol.
Okay. But when you would put on your shoe for attention, which of those two was it most likely to kind of connect to or represent?
Mostly peace.
Okay. And any other counselings that you can remember? You talked about Jared. Any
Yeah,
other?
there was like a woman that wanted me to get into chess. And she also wanted me to try to punch a pillow, see if that would help relieve any stress.
All right.
There was also
And did you end up playing chess?
no.
Yeah. Or can you play
It
chess?
wasn't my interest. I didn't even play it right. I've only learned that I was playing wrong throughout my years.
Okay. And can you play chess now?
Not very good at it.
Yeah. Tell me what you remember about some of the different names of the chess pieces. What are some of the names?
Oh, we got the rook, we got the king, the queen,
Okay.
the knights. What was the other one? I forgot whether bishop
Okay.
and the pawns.
Okay. That sounds like all of them. And do they move in different ways?
Yeah, they move in different ways.
Okay.
The knight goes like in like an L form.
Okay.
The king goes pretty much anywhere, but only one spot at a time. The queen can go anywhere on the chessboard. I think the bishop goes sideways, and then the rooks just go up or left and right.
Okay.
I think that's about it.
Do they allow you to play chess in here at all?
Yeah.
And who do you get to play chess with?
My psych doctor.
Okay. And are you able to? How do you do?
Terrible.
Terrible.
I think he's cheating something.
How do you mean?
Huh? He always uses his queen.
He always uses his queen?
Yeah, he always uses his queen.
What does that mean? I don't play chess, so...
So, the queen is probably the most powerful piece on the board, so he uses that a lot, and he always gets me with it.
Okay.
And then we play Uno, and I usually crack up jokes with him. It's pretty fun.
Okay. And which doctor is this? What's his name?
Dr. K.
How do you spell last name?
Uh,
K, you said?
Yeah, I call him Dr. K. I can't pronounce his full name.
Okay. Is he a treating doctor here?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And so you shared with me that you had this thought about shooting up a school.
For a very long time.
When did it first, and we talked about this earlier this morning, but when did the idea first pop in your mind or you first think about it?
14, 13.
Age 13 or 14?
Yeah.
And what was it at age 13 or 14 again that this thought came up? Was it when you
It
were
was just a
reading the
thought.
books that we were
Yeah,
talking?
I was reading books.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did it ever go away, or did it kind of come and go?
Come and go, pop up in my mind one time and then just disappear for the next.
What seemed to make it come and what seemed to make it go?
When I saw violent videos on YouTube,
Okay, what kind of violent videos did you see?
war videos, Syrian war videos.
And did that make it more go up or more go down?
More go up.
Okay.
And then I watched documentaries.
Okay, what kind of documentaries?
Columbine Massacre documentary.
Right.
I think it was 42 hours or something. There was another one, same thing, but with Virginia Tech.
With Virginia Tech?
Yeah, Virginia Tech. And there was one on Elliot Rogers.
Do you remember if you ever kind of searched out on the internet ways to do a school shooting? Yeah.
I did my own research.
Yeah, tell me what research you did.
I looked up on Wikipedia. I studied mass murderers and how they did it, like their plans and what they got and what they used.
And what did you learn from that kind of study?
I learned that the Columbine shooters, they had 3 guns that they used. They used High Point 9995, regular. They used a double barrel shotgun cut down, pistol grip. They used another shotgun, and they used a Tech 9. I learned that from there. I learned Virginia Tech shooter. He had a tactical vest, and he had 2 pistols, Glock 9s, I think. I can't remember. I don't remember what brand, but he went to the gun range and he sighted them in.
Okay.
And I learned about Aurora Borealis. Guy used a Smith & Wesson MP1542. And how I know he used it, it doesn't even say on Wikipedia, but it actually shows the brand on the police documents.
Okay. And so you could you figured that out,
Yeah,
what he used?
Yeah.
And when you said Aurora Borealis?
Movie theater shooting in Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
James Holmes. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And were there any lessons you learned? I mean, those are sort of the facts of what they did. Did you learn anything from reading those facts?
Yeah, they watched the corners. They kept the distance away from people. And they went in as fast as possible.
Okay.
And the police didn't do anything.
And what did all that mean to you as far as what you're thinking about?
My thinking is if I do go on school campus, the police are not going to do anything, and I have a small opportunity to shoot people for maybe 20 minutes.
So I'm talking about the days leading up to the school shooting. You were telling
Yeah,
me.
I already had the magazines. I had all the ammunition. It was just there.
So it was already there.
It was already there. I just didn't have anything to do with it.
So nothing special. You had to go out and buy it a couple days beforehand.
No.
Okay, you already had it.
I already had it. It was just the ammunition that I didn't have. So.
Okay, and so one thing is you had this vest and you put the ammo in. What else did you do?
I put the gun in one of the safety bags, gun bags.
Yeah, tell me what a safety bag looks like. I haven't seen
Yeah, it kind
that.
of looks like that right there.
Okay.
See that red one? Yeah. That
Yeah, when did you put the gun in the safety bag?
The night prior, right
Okay.
after I practiced a little bit, sighted in.
Yeah, and where'd you go to practice again? You told me. I just.
In the backyard.
In the backyard.
Like trying to imagine the recoil.
Yeah, that's right. That was at the Sneed's house. They had a
Yeah.
place outside you could do that.
Yeah.
And you said you were figuring out the recoil.
Yeah.
Recoil.
Recoil.
Okay. And so the night before, the gun went into the bag. And did anything else go into that bag? It was like a gun bag. What else?
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, just the gun.
Just the gun.
And whatever was on the gun.
And what was on the gun?
A grip, tactical grip.
What's that?
It's like I can draw it.
Okay, you're good at drawing. There you go.
Okay, and then give me the pen again.
Absolutely.
I'm going to show you all the components I put in.
Yeah. Just tell me about what a technical grip is.
So I had a rail system on it, so it looked kind of different. And you can put a tactical grip on it. It's just a grip. So you basically screw it into the gun
What's the point of having?
to keep it steady.
Okay.
And then same thing with the bipod. Bipod kind of looked like that a little bit.
All right. But you didn't use a bipod, did you?
That was already on the gun. I did.
It was already on it.
Yeah.
Okay, and so.
Everything. And yeah, that's about it. That was on the gun. Oh, and what was it? The sling.
Okay, so you can hand me that back. Was the tactical grip already on the gun, or did you put it on the night before, or?
That was already on there
It'd
for a
been on
while.
For a while, and the sling was on there.
Yeah,
as well?
I just recently put on the bipod.
Okay, and so when you had this, the bipod was actually on the gun when you put it into the gun bag.
Yeah.
Okay, and so that's the night before. About what time of night are we talking about?
Well, early morning, really.
Yeah, it might have even.
Yeah, I didn't get any sleep.
Okay. So this is on February the 14th, early morning?
8 or 9.
8 or 9 in the morning?
No, 8 or 9. No, it was 5:30. No, 5:30. And I sighted in at around 12 o'clock in the night.
The night before? Like on the 13th, or like midnight, you mean?
Yeah, midnight, yeah.
Tell me what sighted in means again.
Sighting in?
Yeah, sighting in. What does that mean?
To get the bullet on target where you want to shoot at.
Okay.
I have to look at the rear front sight and then put the laser on top.
How long does it take to do that?
Can I try?
Sure. Just I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, I'm trying to make you understand.
Yeah, you're good. You're helping.
Okay. So here's like this. This is the front sight. This is what it looks like on the AR. So this is a rear sight, the circle thing, and this is a front sight.
Okay.
And you want to put the laser just a little bit right above it. That's your point of aim. And so this is what it kind of looks like when you're shooting a target. Kind of like that.
Okay. How does that laser? How does the sight? How does that help you in your shooting?
So when it's in the gun, it's stabilized.
Okay.
So wherever the red dot goes is your point of aim, because that's where the bullet's going to come out.
Okay.
Out of the gun, and that's how you sight it in.
All right. Does it help in any way with the shooting?
Yeah. So right after you take it out, you put a bullet in, and then you actually fire, see if it actually shoots on where you just sight it in the target where the red dot is. And there you go.
Okay. All right. All right. So that was the sighting. How long does it take you to do the sighting the night before? About how long? You told me earlier yesterday.
I think it was about like 30 minutes to an hour.
About 30 minutes? 30 minutes to an hour? Okay. The night before, you're at the Sneeds. You're in their backyard for 30 minutes to an hour with the AR-15. You come back. What are you even wearing the night before? Do you remember what you were wearing the night before?
My JRTC polo shirt and khaki pants.
Yeah, why are you wearing your JRTC polo shirt?
To disguise myself if I do go in.
Okay.
Because if I had all that gear on there, they would have called the cops and held me in that.
And then you're wearing khakis?
Yeah.
And were you wearing the same thing the night before as you were wearing the day of? Or did y'all change clothes? Or?
No, I changed clothes.
Okay.
I was wearing, before the day of the shooting, I was wearing a sweater, my camouflage shirt, my beanie.
This is the night before?
Yeah, like I told you, I used to cover myself.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So when did you put on the JRTC polo shirt?
Probably around 12 o'clock in the night, after I sighted my rifle.
Okay. And again, you put on that shirt because?
To disguise myself, so I don't draw attention.
Okay. Is it, I mean, you hadn't been there in a year or so, but is that kind of the same shirt they have for the most part, you think?
Almost every kid in JRC had that shirt.
Okay. Where'd you sit in the car? The back seat?
Yeah, back seat.
Okay. And?
I told her that I had, musical instruments. I was in the orchestra.
Okay. And how come you did that?
So I can get away with getting my guns in the car and going to the school.
And what did she say to that?
She said, okay.
Once you get to school, what's your next step?
Walk through the gates. Hopefully there's no security guards, which I was wrong.
So I haven't been to that school, so are there lots of gates, or how do you get to it?
3 gates.
Okay, and so where do they drop you off?
The front gate of the school.
Front gate. And so is your backpack, like sometimes you can wear a backpack like slump on your shoulder or something?
Yeah, it was in front. I think I was wearing it in front.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
And then what were you doing with the gun safe bag?
I was walking.
Okay. And you're...
I think south of Homburg Road.
Okay, you're walking with it and you have the backpack kind of on one side. And then what happened?
I went through the gates. I looked at the guy who was watching me.
Oh, there was a guy watching you?
Yeah.
Was it that?
I saw him radioing, and I said, "Oh shit, I'm screwed." So I just ran into the building, and I told the kid to get out of here. I don't remember what I exactly said, but I said something.
Was the guy that you saw radioing, and you said, "Oh shit, I'm screwed"? Was it remember we were talking about some other security guy? Was it that same guy?
No.
No, a totally different one.
Totally different.
And so, what did you think when you saw him talking on the radio? What do you think that was about?
I thought he was gonna. I think he called Scott Peterson.
Okay. And what would that mean if he did?
Scott Piran was coming
Okay, and what would that mean for your plan that day?
to shoot.
So how did you get to McDonald's?
I walked.
Is it a long ways?
Yeah.
From the Walmart? About how long do you think?
So from the school to the Walmart is about 400,000 yards.
And then how far is it from?
And then you go left down the road,
Uh-huh.
probably another 600 yards.
600 yards to the McDonald's. And did you get anything to eat at the McDonald's?
I thought about it.
And do you know if you got anything? Are you hungry? The slushy probably wasn't enough, huh? What happened at the McDonald's?
I talked to this kid, told me his sister was at Stoneman Douglas still.
Okay. And did you have any conversation about, like, did he ask you who are you, or did he ask you anything about
Yeah,
it?
I asked him if I could have a lift. I needed to go to work or something like that, and he said he couldn't do it. He had a soccer game with his sister.
If
And
he-
the sad story is his sister died in the building.
Okay, do you know his first name or
I was
anything?
just random kid.
Now, you've told me some different examples of things you've done to animals, different animals. When was the very first time you can remember ever doing something that people might look at and say that's not very kind to an animal? How young were
I
you?
broke a lizard's back with a rock.
And how old were you?
3.
Okay. And how come you did? What do you remember about doing that?
Something me and my brother did. We went around killing lizards.
Okay. So but he
Sometimes I
must have
skin them
been,
alive. Sometimes I set them on fire.
okay, the lizards?
Yeah.
When did you start skinning the lizards alive?
I just taped him to the little table, and I took a knife and I just scraped him.
Okay. And
Scraped
about
the skin off.
how old were you the first time you did that, do you think?
4.
Okay. And then what about setting them on fire? How would you do that?
Take a lighter. They burn instantly.
How would they react?
Burn instantly.
Will they burn instantly? Do they make any movement or sound or anything?
They start curling up, and
Okay.
then just fall over.
So that's at 3, 4. Okay. Tell me what happened next. What's the next kind of progression of that?
Bird eggs.
Bird eggs? What'd you do with bird eggs?
I took them out of the nest and I threw them against the wall
How come?
because I was bored. I wouldn't let me out of the house.
Okay. What did you think was going to happen to the egg if you did that?
It would crack.
Okay. And how old were you with that?
7.
Okay. And then what else? What happened next?
Let's see. Let's see. I set spiders on fire.
Okay. How old were you with that?
Those banana spiders, those big old ones.
Are those really big?
Yeah.
Okay.
I set them on fire with a flamethrower.
With a what?
With a spray can.
That's right then. What kind of books are you reading now?
I have a book of maps. I'm trying to figure out what's happening in Ukraine. They're attacking on 4 sides, the Russians.
Yeah. And so it sounds like you were able to get some news while you're in here.
Terrible news.
Yeah. And so you have a map, and you even sort of heard on the news about.
They're getting close to the capital of Ukraine, Kyiv.
Yeah. Tell me what you've learned on the news about what's happening with this.
Well, so far I heard that Putin ordered a missile strike near the capital.
Okay.
Killed 10 people.
Okay. Anything else you've learned?
I learned that the UN and all the other countries are afraid that if they cut Putin in the back corner, he might release nuclear weapons.
Okay. And from what you've learned about your history and you have this map book.
I actually know a lot about him, actually. He did judo. He had trouble in school.
This is Putin we're talking about?
Yeah, he actually told the newscast that he couldn't go into the KGB. They had to find him. He couldn't find them. He had to go through this whole process in order to go there.
Yeah. How'd you learn all this?
They had a book on a book card about him.
Oh, okay. On the book card here?
Yeah, his father served in World War II. Before that, he had a grandfather who served in World War I. Or a godfather, I don't know. I can't remember. His mother lived in St. Petersburg, Russia. When the war came, his father almost got captured. He managed to escape and make it back to the borderline with Russia, but Stalin ordered him to go back to the front line, so that's what he did. He got injured, and then he worked on the farm for the rest of his life until his mother gave birth to him. He has 2 daughters. He got married, I think, in 1969.
This is Putin we're talking about?
Yeah, he had a tough life.
Okay.
Yeah, his first wife he wanted to get married at a young age, but he didn't. He kind of regretted, but tries not to think about it. He didn't really talk about it too much, his relationship, but he had a hard life. When the USSR was falling, he was in East Germany. He was behind back work as a KGB agent. He was pretty much getting information from back from the States and Russia, USSR. But no one was really following any orders by the time the fall of the Berlin Wall was happening. Actually, where he was working, all the mobs from East Germany went into the building, tried to figure out who was KGB or not.
Okay.
And he managed to escape. He managed to get some guards, and he went back to Russia, where he worked his way up to becoming president of Russia.
Okay. And from your reading and knowledge, how do you think things are going to turn out?
I'm hoping maybe he does the right decision and calls for a ceasefire, and that he apologizes to the Ukrainian government and offers them assistance in rebuilding the country.
Huh.
It's
Okay.
probably his best option.
Okay. From what you read about him, what do you think the likelihood is he'll take that option?
I think he'll figure something out.
Okay.
That's just me, my personal opinion. He might cause for a ceasefire.
Okay.
I hope so. That's what I'm hoping, maybe within a year or so. I don't think he's going to capture it by the end of the week. Ukraine? No, I don't think he is. Yeah, I figured out a way how to steal.
Okay.
I didn't want to steal too much because I didn't want to get arrested or go on a blacklist.
Okay.
So usually what I stole was candy, food,
Okay.
magazines, movies, video games, video game controllers.
Okay. Did you ever take any of those things before you were age 15?
I tried to.
Okay. Tell me anything you took before or stole, shoplifted before 15.
Movies.
What kind of movies would you steal?
Anything on the market. Anything that I found interesting, like Predator.
Would that
Versus
be like,
Alien.
was that in the old days when they had like DVDs and stuff? They don't even have, I don't know if they have that so much anymore.
Not anymore. Now you can just go on the internet.
But you would steal
Movie.
some DVDs? Like,
Yeah.
what age did you start doing that?
12, 13.
Okay. And
I stole, what was it, box of donuts once.
how old were you then?
15.
Okay. Have you ever broken into anybody's home or?
Zachary did.
What's that?
Zach did.
Yeah. How about you? Or a car even?
Yeah, I broke into cars. Steal change, junk change, find if it had any weapons or anything there.
Okay. And were you less than 15 when you broke into the cars?
A little bit older, 16.
Okay.
Shoot stuff in the backyard, in front
That's
yard.
that's what you did. Was that related to?
Yeah,
How so?
for entertainment.
Right, but help me understand that this is.
It's against the law. And it was the thrill of knowing that was against the law.
What was the thrill of doing it? No.
Just shooting a gun in the backyard is against the law.
What is it?
Yeah.
And what was thrilling about that?
No one would know. No one could know.
Okay. And then you were describing to me yesterday that at some point you decided, did you leave the gun there?
No, I went out. I think I tossed the gun on the ground.
On the third floor or something?
Yeah, I think I stopped on it first and then I kicked and I went to the side.
And tell me again, how come you stopped at that moment?
I couldn't find anyone to kill.
How come? I didn't know if kids were in the classroom or not, or...
I didn't know. I
Okay.
just didn't, I didn't want to do it anymore, and I didn't think anyone else was in the building.
Okay. Yesterday you were
Yeah, I told you I had to trap them and everything from the window that I was shooting at.
Yeah. I was going to ask about the window. Could you see? I think you told me.
Yeah, I could see the football field, and then I could see it off to the side a little bit.
Could you see any kids at all or not?
Yeah, there was 300 to 400 yards. I saw 800 yards.
Okay.
I can't remember the yardage.
And did the window ever crack at all?
Yeah, there was bullet holes in it.
Okay. And I don't know how big an AR-15's what a tip is.
It really is the bullet size, not so much the barrel. The barrel doesn't have anything to do with it. It's the bullet. So however big the bullet is, that hole is going to be the same
Okay,
size.
and did you ever try to fire through the bullet hole, or what happened there?
I tried. It didn't work. I tried smashing my gun into the window, tried to break it, didn't work.
And why were you trying to smash the gun in the window?
To try to shoot out the crowd.
Okay. And it didn't work?
No.
Okay.
On the other side, and I was walking, and then I saw the two girls. I shot them. So three. I shot three. No, three. Okay, and then I shot Peter Wing and that girl by the stairwell.
Okay.
Yeah. I think his name was Peter Wong or something. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I only recently found out what his name.
Yeah. And so, the first person you shot, remind me what that was like and how you were able to, how you did that.
Scary. Oh, shit. I thought they would scream.
Uh-huh.
It was more like they passed out.
Okay.
Passed out and blood just came out, pouring out of their head.
Okay.
It was really nasty and sad to see.
And, again, I think I asked you this yesterday, but,
I think I showed mercy to the three girls, to be honest with you. I was going to walk away, but they started to show nasty faces, and then I went back or something.
explain to me how you showed them mercy.
I was like thinking about shooting them, but I didn't want to do it. So I was going to walk down the hallway.
And did you end up shooting them?
Yeah, because they gave me a nasty look and they were about to run.
Okay, what do you mean they gave you a nasty look?
Like,
Okay.
that.
And so you were going to give
I
them
thought they were
mercy.
going to attack me or something.
Okay, you were going to give them mercy, but then they gave you the nasty look.
And they were going to run away.
Okay.
Two of them were going to run away, one nasty look. And then and when I pulled up my gun, they just went back and they put it into a ball.
Like they pulled into a ball?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what happened?
I didn't even aim or anything. I just shot.
Okay, how did the bullets get in them if you didn't aim?
I aimed downward.
Okay.
Like I had like on a waist and
And then, do you remember who the last person you shot was?
Peter Wing.
Okay. And describe to me what happened.
His head blew up like a water balloon.
And then there was a girl you mentioned yesterday that was...
Yeah, she was on the stairwell.
She was on the stairwell?
Yeah, I shot her. She was crawling. I shot her in the back.
Okay, and how come?
I told you I wanted to kill as many people as I could and take my life.
Okay.
So that was cool. So I shot her
Okay.
in the back. I think I shot her twice.
Okay.
She was injured in the leg, I think, when I was shooting down the hallway or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I think security guard in the hallway that I told you about, I think he gave me a nasty look, so I shot him in the head. Peter Wing also gave me a nasty look.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember now.
What kind of look did he give you? Do you remember?
Look of anger.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I told him to run.
And did he? Okay.